So Jannik Sinner makes it into the quarterfinals and he's joined by fellow Italian Lorenzo Sonego. We have Monfils unfortunately retiring, and on the women's side, Iga dishing up more breadsticks and bagels. That's right, thanks for joining, and if you haven't done so yet, smash a like and subscribe. Let's get stuck into day 9, and where to start other than Jannik Sinner, who got through his match against Holger Rune. It was 4 sets, and it wasn't an easy one either. He won the first set 6-3, he lost the second set 6-3, and then in the third set, there was some crazy things going on as well. This is what happened in the second set. Sinner was physically shaking during the match. He told his team he wasn't able to move to his left. And he admitted after the match he was not feeling his best. He didn't go into too many details, but his hands were shaking as he was just there with the ice and towels on his face. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully he can come through this sickness and get another win under his belt. He's obviously got Alex De Minaur in the quarterfinals, someone he normally does pretty well against. But I thought this match had some crazy incidents in it. Obviously, in the third set as well, we had Jannik Sinner breaking the net, and which actually helped him out. He put his hands up. He admitted it as well that this actually did pretty much save him at the time. He was feeling terrible. He could have done with more time to recover, and this happening on the same court which Daniil Medvedev destroyed the net cam in round 1, weakened the screw's structural integrity, and allowed Sinner recovery time in the 4th round and Rune out. This is just a hypothesis. Is it actually what happened? Is it coincidence? I mean, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? Medvedev attacks the net, and then later on in the tournament, the net falls apart, and they had to spend a long time fixing it. And when they finally came on, I mean, they had to go off court, so it took quite a long time to fix. But when they came back on court, Jannik Sinner probably had enough time just to get himself back in his best fitness state so that he could finish the match. And finish the match he did. That was a pivotal moment. Obviously, very close third set. And then he went on. Once he had taken the third, he went on to take the fourth fairly comfortably with a 6-2. He went on to speak about his medical struggles. And he said, "This morning was strange. I didn't even warm up today. I knew in my mind that I would struggle. Game-wise, I played well, served well, hit some quality shots that gave me confidence to fight." Good words to the doctor. It helped me. It shows that this tournament has an excellent organisation. They really take care of their players. Yeah, I mean, we really need to take care of our best players as well. He is the favourite for the tournament. So if he's going to be under the weather, everybody else, their ears might be perking up and they might be thinking, hello, maybe I've got a chance. And maybe this is a good time for Alex De Minaur to be playing Jannik Sinner, obviously having, I think it's a 9-0 loss head-to-head against Jannik Sinner. Something I did actually ask Alex about when we were at the UTS. But for Jannik Sinner, considering he wasn't feeling too well, he played one of the points of the tournament against Holger Rune. It was about 20-30 shot rally. He looked like he was out of it at one point. A massive lob that landed on the baseline. Then it followed up with some volleys at the net. I mean, the whole thing was incredible. It ended up with a drive volley from Jannik Sinner winning the rally. The fact he can play like that when he's not 100%, credit to him, because it was thoroughly entertaining. And that just goes to show the level he's at, that he can beat someone like Holger Rune, who was playing well in 4 sets. There was a little bit of help there. Obviously, they had that break. I think that definitely helped Jannik Sinner. He's admitted it. But Holger Rune out. I think he can be proud of his performance in this tournament. No shame losing to Jannik Sinner, but he's just going to be thinking, what if that net didn't break? Could I have taken that third set? And if I did take the third set, could I have won the match? That was a really big question. Now Jannik Sinner, he makes his way through to the quarterfinals instead, and he is the 4th player in the last 30 years to reach the quarterfinals for 15 consecutive tour level tournaments, ATP finals excluded, and that is with Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic, of course. There you go, 15 consecutive quarterfinals. And another big stat for Jannik Sinner as well, 93.6%. That's 44 wins, 3 losses. He has surpassed Bjorn Borg's 91.9% for the highest win percentage at ATP level while ranked number 1. Since the rankings were first published in 1973, really incredible stats for Jannik Sinner. Insane, really, when you think a year, 2 years ago, wasn't even close to doing this, and now he has turned the corner. He looks virtually unstoppable. Maybe the rest of the field needed him to have a little bit of a sickness just to catch up with him. Somebody who's trying his best, or maybe is inspired by Jannik Sinner, is his fellow countryman, who out of nowhere seems to have just had a tournament of his life. His first ever quarterfinal. We're talking about someone who's going to 15 in a row. This is his first ever Slam quarterfinal. It is Lorenzo Sonego, and he's 30 years old. And he beat Lerner Tien 6-3, 6-2, 3-6, 6-1, 20 aces, 57 winners, and an unexpected, fantastic run from him. Yeah, I thought this was really, really exceptional. Again, he's the person no one is talking about come the start of the tournament, and now looks like a bit of a danger, if I'm perfectly honest. The way he's been playing, his fitness levels are through the roof. His serving's brilliant, and he is taking out young talent after young talent. He took out Fonseca. He's now taken out Tien. He had Malozan in between, and he had Stan Wawrinka, just a nice one to start him off. But he has dropped sets in every single match, but he has won every single match. And now he's going to be looking forward to a match against Ben Shelton, and that will be his quarterfinal matchup. I mean, one of those players is going to make a semi-final. Will it be an all-Italian affair? Will it be Ben Shelton versus Alex De Minaur? I mean, Alex De Minaur has a real tough test. Even a 6 Sinner, as we've seen, is still very, very good. Sonego, though, don't know how he's been doing it this tournament. He crushed my wildcard for the year, Lerner Tien, crushed JG's, which was Fonseca. I mean, Lerner Tien, credit to the guy. He's had a fantastic tournament. 4th round at a Slam. I think he's got to be proud of himself. It's just unfortunate that, obviously, he played 5 sets against Carabelli, 5 sets against Medvedev. The straight sets against Moutet was good, but in this match, he just looks like both legs were strapped up. Didn't look like he had much left in the tank. And it's one thing I'm going to be looking at more and more going forward in draw previews for future slams, that type of thing. Because these young players and the old players, well, maybe we can omit Djokovic from that, they just don't seem to have the same stamina, because they don't have the experience, the young players, at the Slam, to be able to play these type of long matches back to back to back and still keep your body conditioned enough to be able to still compete in the 4th round. We're seeing it through and through in this tournament. Lots of players look like they're getting knocks, bruises, struggling. Even Sinner getting sick now as well. And the next person who was struggling and had to retire was Tien Monfils. Unfortunately, it was a great effort from him. He played 3 tie-break sets against Ben Shelton, won the 2nd set, lost the 3rd, and you sort of knew the writing was on the wall once he had lost the 3rd set. He was just sort of walking around the court, and Shelton was just sort of hitting it to him. He was making it easier for Monfils, if anything, but Shelton did play well on his serve. He hit the big shots when it mattered. And 38 years old, Monfils, he walked to his box. They were all sort of in agreement. He was, a lot of the time, hands on knees. You never know with him, though, if it's just playing possum a little bit, or is he actually that tired? I think this time he really was. He was exhausted. Gael Monfils, what an incredible tournament he had. It will be remembered as a great Gael Monfils resurgence again. Defeating Taylor Fritz is no easy thing. Did that in 4 sets. Defeated Altmaier. Defeated the young up-and-comer Mpechi Pericard in 5 to start the tournament. And the body eventually broke in the 4th round. But Ben Shelton into the quarterfinals for the 2nd time in 3 years. And Gael Monfils retired. Yeah, great sportsmanship. You saw them both laughing, joking at the net. I mean, Ben Shelton, can tell he really admires Gael Monfils, and he said at 38, he said, I'll be lucky if when you see me at 38, I'll probably be on crutches. So, and then Monfils did embrace with Ben Shelton's dad as well, walking off the court. I think everybody sort of knew the writing was on the wall for him, and Ben Shelton had lots more energy in the tank. I'm excited to still see Monfils play, but obviously going the whole depth of a slam, if you don't get them done quickly in the early rounds, is going to be a real stretch for someone like him, despite his athleticism. But somebody who did make it slightly easier on himself was Alex De Minaur, and he will face Jannik Sinner next. He won in straight sets. It was a very impressive first set against Mickelson. He's the one thing with Alex De Minaur is just so consistent. I noticed it just, well, watching him play live. You really get an idea of how difficult it is for an opponent of Alex De Minaur. If you don't play aggressive tennis, or you're not hitting the ball very accurately at all, he's probably the worst person on tour to play, I think, because he gets literally everything back in. So consistent, so many different angles, so much speed. So no matter where you hit it, you have to sort of go for the lines to stop him getting it back, and with some pace. And, well, Mickelson found himself 6-love, 2-love down. Did well in the second set, give him some credit. He dug in, started hitting bigger, serving better, took it all the way to a tie-break, but Alex De Minaur still managed to win that tie-break, 7-5. That was unfortunate for Mickelson. And, then it just went on to the third set. And I thought really impressive third set from Alex De Minaur, 6-3. Gil Groves put out a nice tweet as well, just very observant, saying, I can't ever recall seeing so many players in the 4th round come into their matches so clearly depleted from heavy week 1 mileage. Draper, Tien, Rune, Fokina, I think add in Monfils to that as well. Yeah, I mean, everybody having a real torrid time of it. But this is where the cream rises to the top. Grand Slams are hard to win because they are about fitness. They are about conditioning. And that's why when you look at what Novak Djokovic has done in his career, 10 Australian Open titles, insanity. That's how fit you have to be to win slams. And everybody will look up to him as the example. Does he still have it in the locker? We will find out very soon. Something that we need to touch on, obviously, Novak Djokovic, he was refusing to do post-match interviews until he received a full apology or public apology from the presenter on Channel 9. And he did receive a public apology, and Novak has acknowledged the apology that has been given in public as requested, and is now moving on and focusing on his next match. That's the official statement, so we can put that to bed now, and Djokovic Alcaraz will not have a shadow hanging over it. And yeah, hopefully we just get to see no other off-court drama, and it's all only going to be on the court. Well, someone who knows about drama on the women's side is Emma Navarro. That's right. And we said it in the last episode. If you want to put your money on something, it's Emma Navarro going to 3 sets. She went to 3 sets again. And this is what has been happening over her tournament. In round 1, she was down 3-5 in the third against Stearns. In round 2, down 4-2 in the third against Wang. Round 3, down 2-1 and 15-40 in the third versus Jabeur. And round 4, down 2-3. Plus, it was 5-all facing 2 break points in the third against Daria Kasatkina. Emma's total court time pre-quarterfinals, 10 hours and 14 minutes. Iga's court time pre-quarterfinals, 4 hours 30 minutes. I mean, I think that's what they call efficient. And she definitely has been. You can only beat the people put in front of you. And Iga has made light work of them. Yeah, Navarro, it was 6-4, 5-7, 7-5. Really entertaining match as well between these two. Kasatkina gave it her all, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Come the end, Navarro just really seems to turn up at the big events, and I was very impressed, I have to say. I thought she was going to fall off a bit this year, as she had such a good year last year. Turns out she started the year strong, similar to a lot of other Americans. Maybe it's something just in the air. Maybe it's Donald Trump just getting into power. Who knows what it is? But the Americans seem to be doing pretty damn well. And yes, if we're speaking about Americans, then we need to speak about one other American who did fantastically well. Oh my word, I can't even quite believe the performance that Madison Keys put in today. I mean, when she plays her best tennis, Madison Keys is one of the most dangerous women's players in the game. And I know that Rybakina has been struggling with a few injuries here and there. We're never quite sure if she's fully at the races. I think she was actually playing pretty well today. And Madison Keys rose to the occasion. That backhand, oh my word. Yeah, she can do it cross court. She can do it down the line. And Rybakina was getting sick of running for those backhands. And by the end, I think she was just hitting so many winners. I mean, we shouldn't be that surprised, but she doesn't do it consistently that much, Madison Keys. And she hit 27 winners to only 31 unforced errors. So a negative ratio, but still, in this type of match, very, very high stakes. And considering the second set, she hit 14 of those unforced errors. The rest, the 2 sets she won, she was actually very, very impressive. So Madison Keys goes through and Rybakina out. Hopefully Rybakina can get the rest she needs. She looked a little bit dejected. She was hoping just to even make it to the match. So Madison Keys, a very interesting entity in this tournament, because somebody who could, for me, I think she could potentially win the whole thing if she plays her best tennis. And she's up against, in the next round, Elina Svitolina. And Svitolina, if you just tell her she's playing a Russian, she's going to turn up. That's what I tell her. She says, I was extremely motivated to play against a Russian. I wanted people in Ukraine to wake up to good news. She was also asked about Trump. There is a lot of talks about what is going to be with him. No one knows what's going to happen. Let's wait. And the statistics since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Svitolina has 7 wins, 0 losses against Russian opposition. Yeah, I mean, the way that Svitolina has been playing this tournament, I don't think I've ever seen her play with such aggression, such poise and determination. I think that obviously the opponent helped in this case. But yeah, it was something else. The fact she was just down in this match, it wasn't an easy match at all. She was down 4-1. She was down a double break in the first set and then went on to win 5 games in a row, 3 breaks back to back. And the second set, she just followed on from that. She just looked even better. I thought the performance for her, this was her best performance of the whole entire tournament for me. To come back like that and win the second set 6-1, super impressive. Svitolina through, Monfils out, but now he can just be there in the box cheering her on. I feel that she has a better chance of winning on the women's than probably what he did on the men's. And next up for her is Madison Keys. That's going to be a really difficult one to call. If Madison Keys plays how she did against Rybakina, I think Svitolina, I don't even know if she's fast enough to be able to chase some of those balls down. But the determination of Svitolina is unrivaled at the moment, I think. So very, very difficult to call. I'll do some quarterfinal predictions with JG later on. This one's just a wrap up. And we're going to finish off with, of course we are. It is Iga Swiatek. And Iga Swiatek, sorry to have her as last, but the match was as easy as her last one against Emma Raducanu. It was another 6-1 and another 6-love, and Eva Lys had a fantastic tournament, but this is where it ended. And Iga is the youngest player to achieve their 10th women's singles quarterfinal in a major since Svetlana Kuznetsova at the Australian Open 2009. And this was just Eva Lys's reaction to holding serve for the first time against Iga in their match at the Australian Open. A huge smile. You'd think she just won the tournament. Yeah, she went a bit giddy there. I like the fact that I think she knew she'd outstayed her welcome a little bit. What she did so well to be a lucky loser and come through this far in the tournament. A fourth round is exceptional. I didn't think she played too badly in some of the rallies. It's just against Iga, rallying's not enough. You have to have a finished product. You have to be able to put her on the back foot. She wasn't able to do that. And Iga, yeah, she's just dominant. Looks scary right now. And the next matchup is against Emma Navarro, somebody who we just spoke about who's been on court 6 hours longer than Iga, which is a very scary prospect for Navarro. Can she force Iga into a third set, or will it be more plain sailing for the pole? I'll leave it to you. Let me know in the comment section how you see that one going. But I think Iga's going to be a hot favourite for that. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's another straight sets win. But that's just the roundup for day 9 action. The Italians doing well. The Americans doing well. Where are the Brits? They've all gone. But Iga's doing well as well. The quarterfinals are nearly upon us. We'll be bringing another podcast later on, giving some predictions for the quarterfinals on the men's and the women's on the first day of the quarterfinals, and probably bring you a second one reviewing all of those ones and giving our predictions for the next day too. So make sure to join us for that. And if you haven't done so yet, smash a like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.